Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks, episode number 3 in our early access release series. We did okay last couple episodes. We're only in March of 1915. I'd like to move a little bit faster. I think we can. One thing we're going to want to do is speed up this production, so probably even like when the next tank comes out, when this 6 becomes 7, I'll cancel this line, we'll hire some more people. I just want to be ready. I want to be sitting around 30 for the next contract when it comes out. So let's just do that. And we're at 1x, that's not what I want. Might be 2x until we get this one out. There it is. Okay, so pause. Let's go ahead and stop production for the moment. Let's go back over to this building and hire a whole bunch of people. Seasonal workers, we'll just go to the local lot where you hire contracts and people up for the day workers. Hire a whole bunch of them. Then we'll go back over to production and just start producing a whole bunch of these things. Honestly, like, we don't really need to worry about it, right? We just produce as many as we can. Which is quite a few. We can get 13 now, so let's assign that many. That's only 19 days. Just do it. Point is, I think that it doesn't really make a difference whether you produce slowly or produce all at once. I mean, the integral, if it makes sense, of man-hour days, so that doesn't make sense either. Man days is the same. We're paying these people the same wage. The tanks cost the same amount to be produced, whether they're produced in 10 days or in 3 days. They cost less per day, but they cost more days. So the ratio is exactly, it's just linear, right? So from that perspective, it doesn't make any sense not to just produce these as fast as we can. We're really only limited at this point by the delivery of resources, and we know that. But these guys are coming back in 3 more days, which means even after this batch finishes, we can get more. Now, I got this 19,000. I've been a little bit inefficient about this, and I'll just show you here why. Technically, if you use this nice guidance thing, you can get, we can put this to 10, and if we go one more, that's too many because we're only allowed 9,000. But technically, we are leaving like 500 iron or so on the table, which we could also gobble up. And iron's the limiter right now. Also, of course, we want to do this in Africa. But the other thing about Oceania, is that the glass is 3, and in Africa it's 4. So one thing we want to do is not do the orders of glass in Africa. This is really minor because, again, the difference was like 140, right? This is like negligible. We don't really think about this. Now, what would be nice is if you set this to 10 and these numbers were set up here for you, put in, but then you could just click and replace this number with the number you actually wanted. It gave you the guidance value, or if it was a recommended value. That's not how it is. It's completely locked unless you hit the X over here, in which case it'll clear this. But so we want to do our own thing so that we can get the full 9,000. We're just going to just quickly do like first order of magnitude, first number. We're going to round to the highest number. So we want 9 here. I want more medium carbon and high carbon steel because these are going to be more important later. Might as well just start stockpiling for the later tanks. So we're going to do something like 9, 8, 3, 4, 0. 9, 8, 3, 4, 0. Again, I have to do it myself, but 9, 8, 3, and 4. The other one's 0, so we don't do it at all. And we just execute this order in Africa. And at some point in the near future, we'll just do like an order of like 8,000 for rubber. And then we'll go to Oceania. And I think Africa is actually better because it's 14 days, even though it's low reliability. In theory, you can get it faster. Maximum of so it takes 25 days and the maximum of 7 days can be delayed. Yeah, it still means that Oceania, it's worse. The net time to deliver is worse. So one of these days when we want to get some glass, we'll just do one single order from them without any rubber. I think you guys get the point though. So moving on. Now we have a lot more stuff. Again, I still don't know how to minimize these pop-ups. I have set some of them off, but I feel like we need to know contract news for sure. Country military development news. I guess we don't really need to know it. We do want to know when the Great Britain has picked up an enemy tank that we can use for reverse engineering, though. So that is important. Country trophies news. I don't know what that means. War news seems important and employee news seems important. So we'll leave all the... Basically, I feel like we're getting fed too much information that's disrupting the unpausing part. Perfect example. But I don't know how to turn off the options that without turning off too many things. So, and also we did last turn look at the Katanga thing. We're up. So one thing to note is we were up against infantry beforehand, and we did well. So we didn't lose any tanks, and they lost like 3,000 infantry. It's now 4-17. So you would think that this is like a no-brainer. We're gonna win, but we're actually up against artillery, and artillery has different combat strengths and whatever points than infantry. So we might lose to them. I don't really understand it. To me, it's not very clear. Even when you go into the results, it's still not it's not crystal clear. 10 tanks. Let's get these faster. Must add more tanks. Oh, Germany and Spain. Still waiting for a new contract too. We'd love to see that happen pretty soon. In the meantime, though, we're going to keep doing this. So I wish there was also a remember my grocery order. There is not, as far as I know. So here we go again. And here, why don't we just do this big 8,000 order of rubber, and we won't worry about rubber for a while because we're not near the limit. So we'll just do that. This one, I think we'll just stick with 4,000 and then no glass. Because again, we're going to kind of set ourselves up for eventually doing an Oceania run where we pick up some glass. And really one run to pick up glass from Oceania is going to be like more than enough. 2 days. Okay, so we can just continue to produce these. We want at least 30, so we're ready to go on the next contract. Can we get that many? Okay, we're doing a little bit better. So you can see we got 21 instead of, we got 2 shipments in, right? So instead of 20, which is 2 sets of 10, now we're at 21. So the extra 500 iron, eventually, it's playing a role. Now, do we actually need 21 of these? No, in fact, we don't. We just want 14, and then we'll let go some of our crew. We can hire them back and start producing more after the next order. Maybe after the next contract. I mean, the reason why I don't want to build more Mark 1, Rev 1, is that after the next contract finishes, we may move on to a new tank. I'd love to do that, in fact, if we the research stars align. Anyways, let's assign this, get going. Again, I would love to get out of 1915 in this episode. It seems unlikely because if nothing else, there's these constant interruptions. Oh, whoa, okay, wait, I take it all back. This is the best kind of interruption. I would love to know about the contract. So, we know when we're going to want to deliver these by. We can get them in 19 days. So basically, we can deliver them probably by the end of April if you include delivery time. What is this contract looking for? Off camera, by the way, I did discover as well that there is part of me which wants to wait on the delivery, on the signing of the contract, I should say. And by the way, there's another thing. The success score down here does show for us the weight, right? So we have protection. So you see crew performance. There's no multiplier. Mobility, no multiplier. And then protection is ×4. This means that protection is 4 times a factor in the final score. What I don't like about this is you would expect a contract would be something like this. Try to meet some minimum requirement, and if you're beyond that, you get some bonus, but it's mild. But if you don't meet the minimum requirement, it should be a huge penalty. And I don't think it's done that way. So, I don't know. I mean, I would just look. They did their scoring system one way, and it's okay to do that. This is just a game. But I would have done mine a little bit differently, which I think is more representative of how the contracts in the real world go. If I was to have, in my beta, closed beta playthrough, I picked up this other tank that had low firepower hard, and it was constantly below. So that one, I don't know. It was, wait, so firepower soft is a 1x bonus, which means that maybe I would have been better off not choosing. Yeah, I would have been better off probably choosing 2 male turrets instead of 1 male, 1 female. But we'll be able to get around that next time anyway. So the next contract we'll have a better tank. Anyway, the big deal about this is that we can drop this, not that far, but we can drop it probably down to here, I'd say. And then we can probably bump this up a little bit, maybe 37,500. If we wait, so one of the things I'd like to do is wait and see if we don't have a fire, right? If we have a fire, we're screwed. It's a bad sign. But if we wait too long, I think it's maybe like a little bit, maybe 15 days or so. If you waited to the deadline, you can't set this within 15 days of the day you're on. So, you know, as soon as we get beyond April 16th or so, we could no longer choose May 1st. Now, maybe I even want to be a little bit more conservative just to make sure we give ourselves plenty of contract victory room. Yeah, I think I'll set it right here at 37,000. We'll get 391. The scores are 371 to 398. It's a pretty narrow window. Oh man, we just really cream it, don't we, if we just do that. And this is pretty good, too. I think we can make it. What were we at again? That's better to check. I wanted to hit just to go 19 days. Well, yeah, we have 2 days left, so this will be the 17th. 17th. I think we're fine. 17th will give us plenty of time. So let's go back to the contract and just set it to that really early delivery date. Yeah, we can do this. We can do that. And we can choose a tank, and then we can go up to this. In fact, we can probably do the end of that, which allows us a little bit more time to squeeze out a price. 38,250, so we can make over $1 million on this. Hey, let's do it. Like, let's make this one the one that goes really goes right for us. All right, it's due on the 30th. So I said the 30th. Again, it's not exactly clear. 30th means I can deliver it on the 30th, right? Hopefully that won't be important, but I do want to know. Alright, it was accepted. Our balance is going to be under 300k, which starts to get worrisome. Let's check out the contract, what it says. By the way, I couldn't find in this list, I couldn't find what the competitors' submitted tank stats are. So you can't look at it the same way I can look at mine. So again, I'm not really sure. Anyway, this contract deadline is the 29th. So I guess it means that we have to deliver by the 29th. Yeah, it's just weird. I set it to the 30th, but now it says the 29th. Very strange. Anyway, we should be okay. We have 10 tanks left. And 14 days, 16th. I think we're fine. It only takes 4 days to deliver. We'll just use the medium option with 4 days. Okay, AP munitions. We know what we want to do next. We just want to pick up the actual machine gun. So what are we looking at for our next tank? I do want to do the better design stuff. We could probably even get a better basic rhomboidal hull with more advanced sponsons at this point, probably. But, I mean, it also seems to make sense we could just make the next big thing. Or I could go with, medium hull one. I mean, we probably should set up a medium hull one just to have it as an emergency fallback. What it'll cost me is really just maybe 30,000 in cash, and then add to that the engineering fee of 10 engineers for a couple months. So I don't know, it'd probably be about 100,000 to get this design up and running. But then we'd have it as a fallback. Otherwise, I mean, the thing I'd like to choose here is this nicer machine gun. If we're gonna do the scouting type one, then we'd like the better gear. The engine for the new rhomboidal. We'd like this for the new rhomboidal. I mean, I don't know. We got lots of things to consider here, but this is what I want to do next. With that machine gun, we probably can get away with just using male sponson type stuff. I think that even the 3-pound main gun is more hard power than... Let's just check this so I don't say a lie. Okay, so your attributes are hard attack. So what is the... Okay, this is all firepower hard. So we just look at the total stat there. 434. And what would this be? Well, I'm seeing numbers which are bigger. Just hope that... Attribute sum was 148, 126. There we go. So easy. 126 was 148. There we go. Why didn't I just look at that? Good, yeah. I mean, we could build a better one, though. This one, presumably now, could have this new stuff, and that, and this. I'm just assuming that everything's better. without really looking. No, this is 2-3 versus 3-2. Gun elevation versus gun depression. Fine. I don't really know which one. I mean, come on. Who do you... It's lighter, so we'll go with the lighter one. And this one is definitely better. So what would this total attribute be? Can you tell me? Okay, good. This would be 142. Well, 142 versus 148, but this one's lighter too. Yeah, good. It's good to see, actually, that this one is just a lot better. So we'll not save that for now. Just fooling around. We don't have engineers to design it anyway. Okay, anyways, back to the task at hand, which is completing this contract. That's going to be the one that really makes us. You gotta be kidding me. All right, thank God it's only people who are dying. Now somebody mentioned to me, but I don't think it's true. We might as well check it now, that you can add people to a thing in the middle of it. I don't think that's true, but let's just try it. We can only hire 0 employees. What? What, did they need to fix something, or? Oh, they automatically went idle. Okay, let's go back in. Well, yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense that we could just fix this, but can we? You can. This is so weird. What is the point of that event? Is it, by the way, changing the number of days left? It is. Okay, great. So let's do that then. How about guys, we just pretend this never happened? It's leaving Tortuga very, very confused, but okay, all right, there it is. Back up to 350. Nobody was... Did we pay for it or something? I don't get it. Well, I guess I'm just not smart enough to figure this out. All right, Belgium did... So it looks like their artillery did win, son. Bad news is coming in spades this time, so it looks like we didn't lose anybody at least. No, God, we lost 4. Deployment. Yeah, so 4 damaged and 2 destroyed. Failure. And Tank's pitiful performance in target acquisition severely hampered our offensive capabilities. Look at I have to say, if tanks were going up against artillery, this is, you know, in a lot of ways, at least in the modern sense, this is like scissors cutting paper. This is the kind of matchup you want. I can kind of see how that wouldn't have been the case when these first were released. That the slow speed probably wasn't sufficient. Now, penetration and damage I can't look at. Our tanks, though battered by the fires of battle, were swiftly restored to their former glory, so that's working well. Abysmal performance in hitting enemy targets was a bitter disappointment as its shots veered off course. Look at, man, it's machine guns. I don't think you need much for artillery. Machine guns. Just use machine guns. You gotta get close enough. I just can't imagine that unless you were trying to use your tank as an artillery piece. So really, you could garner something from this, I believe, but what are you expecting in this situation anyway? Like, any tank in this position, I imagine it performs about the same against artillery. Like, there's not really one... I mean, I guess the mobility comes into play more than anything, because then you can maybe dodge shots. But we lost that one, and we lost the little fame that we had gained from winning the previous battle. We'll see how that goes. Maybe, you know, get this contract, and then we don't build this tank anymore. I think that's the new strategy. The new marketing campaign is not to use that old tank. Anyways, we have 10 days left. Good. The loading safety stations, that should prevent any mishaps and delays. I'm pretty sure that helps. The funny thing is, I had this happen in my private playthrough. Just cursed, absolutely cursed luck. Where even though I had the loading safety stations, which gives us 10% tank reliability, I had the 15% speed. I also had the additional 7% reliability. I still had it fail, and it was just so frustrating. But surely that won't happen this time. Okay, we have new resources. Might as well just keep doing the same thing. Just getting the same amount. I think I even remember it now. 9, 8. Rubber we don't really need, but I'll still do 2. Then we'll do 4 and then 0. And sign that order. Again, just save my grocery list so I can reuse it. That would be nice. Alright, 8 days for the big one. Let's get it done. We will get there. I probably won't make it out of 1915 with these kind of pop-ups, though. Okay, Africa order delayed. Not a big deal. This is the big one. Oh my gosh. Wait, okay, new battle has begun. It is... Oops. Not that one, this one. It's the same thing. I don't understand how... Is it just random who gets picked? Why would my depleted unit get picked? I mean, 17-4. Why are we not winning this, right? We're going to lose that second one, I guess. I mean, I assume that if we lose the first one so poorly, and then we lose some tanks, we're not going to win the second one. We didn't even, you know, attack or destroy any of the artillery pieces. Anyway, 1 day. Just give me 1 day. Let's go to this tank delivery. We have plenty of time. Yeah, 13 days, so maybe I'll even go to the high reliability one. I don't know. Okay, so we want to deliver a bunch of these. We could use this. It's definitely 8 days, but medium reliability, high reliability will take 13 days, which we don't have. Oh, we do. Oh, no, 29th. I don't get it. I don't know what that 29th means, the 29th or 28th. So it looks like we will go back over and we'll just use these guys. We should be fine. And we can make a little bit more money this way technically, so. We have all the reliability things. Surely it can't go wrong. Otherwise, it's 500 times. It's 15,000 money that we're leaving on the table if we choose the faster option. I'm just so nervous about it. I'm going to choose the faster option. And my God, that... It went down to 30, or went down to 1. Okay, we got it. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit more expensive. 30, 45. We're going to take the 45 just to really make sure this thing gets there. Because 15,000 for peace of mind, I think it's a small amount on a contract which is over $1 million. Go. Do not fail me. I've taken every measure I can to protect myself anyway, so, you know, nothing we can do. Alright, do we want to build any more of this tank? Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I have to say, kind of, yeah. Why? We're nowhere near getting another tank, and there could be a new contract at any point in time. So I think we are stuck for one more contract with the Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 1. Just give me as many as you can. And then probably after this... Wow. Got up to 18 already. It's great. We'll probably won't try to get this one on another contract after this, but in the meantime, yeah, while we have everyone already here, and while casualties at work just don't matter, you know, those 43 whatever people, they're just, you know, they're just taking a break. I mean, apparently they took a break and came back, like, hours later. Complaining, I mean, I guess we just put them to work. There's a morbid story under here somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure how to narrate it. Alright, 3 days. You got to be kidding me! Oh my God. Oh my goodness. It was delayed 7 days, despite all our efforts, but we're still gonna make it. Is anybody else having this kind of luck? What the heck is going on, man? This game is like out to get me. Alright, Germany has taken territory. No, wait, Spain triumphed. What? I didn't even read the subtext because I was so sure Germany would have won, but nope. And by the way, did I miss any news about... Have we seen anything? I mean, are there any tanks that I can reverse engineer? We're just going to go over to Britain and see if they have any trophies. Yeah, so that's what the trophies is all about. And we do want to keep that notification on. Reverse engineering, very important. So maybe I can turn off everything but the trophies thing. I would like to know when So is my war going to be... Let's just do this as a thing, because I think it would be nice to make a little bit more progress. Oh my gosh. We completed it. Oh, 1.5 million, yes! Yes! Whew. Wow. I mean, they did everything they could to try to stop me, but thank God we got one through, and now we're finally sitting pretty. I think it probably is time for us to start designing the next tank, but I just don't know what exactly that is. Let's take a quick peek into the research tree, even though it's not time for new research yet. Just kind of start thinking about what we're actually going to do next. So firepower is not important. The fact that this is a percentage type gauge is cool, first of all, but also makes me think that perhaps you can cancel the research and it isn't completely gone. I would hope that that's the case. I mean, that's always nice if there's a little more flexibility, but I don't know. I mean, it makes sense both ways, really. So I think for us, we would want to go with... I think what we'll want to do is just build an improved rhomboidal hull design that uses the new light naval gun for better hard firepower. I think... So if we can get the... So it's already going to be a lot better than what we... I mean, the original gun, just all the upgrades we have on the old rhomboidal hull will be a lot better. We can use bolted assembly. I don't think we were not using that back then. We might be able to make some improvements to the sponsons, might or might not. I'm not sure. If we have... Do we have a new engine? Did we do the twin engine? I guess we have picked up the twin engine since. And we picked up this since as well, haven't we? So yeah, I think that there are a lot of improvements we can do that will make this... Okay, that's what we got to do then. That's what we got to do. So we got to hire a bunch of engineers and get this going. So that's going to be the last contract of this one we do. Let's just get it started. Probably 10 engineers is enough. Let's get 15. Wow, not that many. Okay, fine. We made a lot of money. Let's just do 20. We can do up to 30 in the design phase, but only 20 in the engineering phase. So that's why I'm going to limit myself to 20. And let's have some fun. Let's get to designing some parts. Okay, so Whippet Series, no. We're actually going to build another Mark 1. This will be the Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 2. Which everyone knew that would be the name, of course. Just rolls off the tongue. And yeah, we can put ammo storage in, which is for secondaries. Well, if we end up doing one male, one female, I'm not sure what we're going to do, in fact. And by the way, let me quit out, say no to this. What's the time limit on the next machine gun? 13 days. Yeah, I think that 13 days we'll have plenty of time to also put that new machine gun in, which means that we'll probably do both male sponsons on this thing for more hard attack. And we'll build a medium whippet to be our scout tank if there's a contract which does not require the hard firepower. Yeah, I think this sounds like a good plan. Naturally, I'm going to go with the plan which I think makes the most sense. So we don't want this ammo storage then, because it won't be necessary since we're going to go with 2 males. We can always design this thing differently. We'll take the fuel storage because 7 operational range. I don't know. Might make a difference. We'll take the better one. Take the better one. Take the roof thingy. And we'll keep the wheel on as well. Okay, 12 days for this. This is the whole. It's the most, usually the longest research thing. I like it. Go ahead and do it. So I named it the Mark 1, Mark 2. Well, okay, fine. We won't be so super silly with the names. So get a move on. We're done at about the same time too. That's nice. Never know when our next contract's going to come though, so it is nice to have the tanks ready to go for the next one. Since the resources are in, we'll fill in another. Maybe we'll do this from Oceania this time. So same thing, 9, 8, no rubber, probably only 3 now, and then we'll do a big order. Just do 2,600, get the full amount, so we don't have to come back here for a while. Okay, moving on. 3 days, and there it is. Okay, also, new design of cavalry tank. Yeah, we're gonna get there too. All right, so the Mark 1, Mark 2 is done, and let's start getting some other components for it. I want to do the gun stuff last, since I know... Okay, we're definitely going to want the previous engine. This one's going to need, like... I don't think that this one has the qualities we want. Let's just take a quick look at this, though. So road speed... Isn't there, like, a minimum... I mean, should we be using this? It just strikes me as, because of the weight, such a... It won't be a big enough engine. It's 4-cylinder versus 6. Power unit. Okay, 7, 9, 10, 12. Is there any number which is... is there any number on this old 6-cylinder which is better? 9, 18, 16. 7, 5, 6, 3. 6, 3. Every single number on this guy is better. Look, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like this would be underpowered. But we have the old backup engine to go with if that ends up being the case. So it looks like we actually have to build this thing. I'm very surprised by this. Doesn't seem to make sense to me that the lighter engine would be able to power this heavier body. Anyway, we'll go with it. Sign away, and here we go. I guess we'll figure it out. I mean, we have the old engine to fall back on, but... yeah. Okay. Alright, so that one's done. We kind of know where we're heading to. That we're going to try to get the stealthy... Yeah, I mean, I guess so. We're going to get the the cavalry type tank going next, which is our lighter one. Firepower, soft firepower one. For that, I think this is going to be good. This may... we won't get it soon enough to impact our improved high pass running stuff. Is there anything I would want to pick up which is going to more immediately impact the upcoming design? No, there really isn't. Nothing will get done in time. So yeah, we'll just choose this. And then 4 days on that, 2 days on that. Okay, we're done with 18 of these. Let's just... I think we can probably build another 10. Yep, another 10. We'll do that, which will put us at 28. And then we can probably let go of some people after that. They've worked hard. They deserve some time off. So I say. All right, next up. I do like this engineering part where you know you want to put a tank together. It starts to get really exciting. Yeah, we can design this guy. So there's no overlap, unfortunately, it looks like, between the machine gun soft attack type stuff and the hard attack. So we'll just go ahead and design this. 8 days for that. Yeah, I guess I'm glad that we're doing this now. Or I should have been doing it earlier, really. But yeah, it's taken a fair amount of time to get all this going. But we have the money. Okay, and Belgium has once again seized the advantage. Another victory for them. This one was another 3 points. I don't recommend to the British Empire that they use my tanks against their artillery again. I mean, if I was to suggest something, I would suggest something else. Alright, how many did we lose? 4 and 3. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing though. Ricochet and repairs. I'm not even sure what the... Our deployment score was god awful. Yeah, well look it's not my fault if I used the tanks in the wrong way. That's what I'm going to say. Tanks weren't meant to do whatever you're trying to do with them here. So, there we go. But otherwise, probably not a good time. They're going to start hurting my contracts by using them. Dang it. What's up next? I guess we'll make the machine gun. So the other one's a hotchkiss. Whoops. Sorry. The other one's a Hotchkiss too? Oh man, they're all Hotchkiss. So this latest one is a Hotchkiss. Let's get that one going. Yes, to that barrel. It's heavier. Boy, is it heavy. But, you know, it's also going on a tank which is going to have lighter guns. I like that. The Mark III is better. I don't know why the Magazine Mark II is always taken when the Magazine Mark IV is... I mean, it's better at least by anti-ricochet. And it's also better by damage. So we'll choose that still. And then stock Mark III is the best. Okay, good. So, assign. Get that one. That'll only take 3 days. Very good. Marching forward. 3 days. What's left? So we have our Mark I, Mark II. We need the sponsons. We have our hard gun. We have our soft gun. We have our engine. We need our... Oh, we did get a warhorse. So, yeah, but this is no longer the best, though. Okay, so we need to modify it. We need a warhorse Mark II. 232 versus 322, but it weighs less, and the volume is less. So it's a better choice. Yeah, the road wheels Mark II are better. Sprocket Mark II is... I mean, you could debate this one. Is agility more important and road speed more important than cross-country speed? I think that we'll take the cross-country... I mean, the road speed and the agility. It's also lighter, so that's also... And it takes up less volume. Yeah, I think good overall. Good to have. And we'll take the track inserts, too. That's going to be very useful. I don't think we had that last time. We can actually just take a look, so... why be... Yep, we did have the track inserts last time. Okay, cool. We did. Well, we'll wait on that. It's going to take 12 days. Fair amount of time. So that one takes as long as the whole, really. 2 more days on this guy. And we need 2 more of those, please. Did we get a shipment in? I don't know. We did not. Well, look for 2 days, I think we don't need to worry about keeping the workers on for that. 110 workers can do that just fine. Since we have 260, we can actually fire 250. Which we will. And just save a little bit of money. I mean, the company is doing a little bit better now. That's why I'm not firing all the workers. We're going to keep some of them on. But you got to set an example. You know, these workers, you don't want them to get comfortable. Don't want them to think that, you know, there's a safety net. They got to work their tails off. Otherwise, see you later, Jack. Hit the road. We can't produce for another 4 days anyway. But we'll just sit idle for those days. And... Okay, that battle has begun. I hope to God it's not with us. Please. Oh, it's against infantry, though. We only have 11 units left after some issues, but up against infantry is what we can do that well. Okay, cool. So we'll win back some accolades. Hopefully that battle finishes before the next contract comes up. But really, I think that that's going to be enough for this episode. So we'll call it to a close here. Thanks for watching. Until the next one, take care.